Hello everyone, Attack Power here with a big update for the incoming DLC for Steel Division 2 Men of Steel. Let's dive right into this. So, we have two posts to go over. The second one I'm going to go over in a second video, so keep an eye out for that. But our first two divisions of this new DLC, for those who don't know, Steel Division 2 is getting a new big DLC with, I believe, 8 new divisions that are just kind of cherry-picked from all different times. It's not the usual, like, you know, 2 divisions going against each other in a specific place, so it's kind of a mix of things, which is really cool. It's going to add all kinds of new units to the game and stuff. No new maps or anything like that. But the big thing it will also add is traits. Now, that won't be DLC specific. That will come with the patch that comes with the DLC, like at the same time, and it will really shake up the game a lot. I can't say I'm super pumped about the traits. I'm afraid they're going to absolutely destroy the beautiful balance they've created in this game where every division is playable, but we'll mix things up. Can't deny that. And 8 new divisions is 8 new divisions, and Attack Power always loves some new divisions. Got a new hat. It's too tight for my head. I told you my head's huge, but you know what? We're going to work through it. We're going to work through it and figure out a way to make this hat crush my head a little bit less, but that's all right. Let's dive right in here to our first new division, the first Special Brigade here. I'm not going to read all the stuff and all the things. You can go read that. It's on Steam. Go check that out. I'm going to be going over the specific units they suggest and the tab layout and all that kind of stuff, because I think that's the stuff we want to talk about here. So we can see it's a combination of tanks from this Hussar regiment and armored and A from the 80th and so on and so forth. The first Special Brigade will be combat phase locked. Okay, which means not all units can be deployed at the same time. So for those who don't know, like normally you can call a unit in A, B, or C phase. You get more units the later you call it in. When a unit is phase locked, that means you can only bring it in a specific phase, or perhaps at a specific time, like maybe only B phase, or maybe only B and C phase, or maybe only A phase. You know, it kind of just depends. So phase locking actually really constrains divisions and can make some divisions very strong or make some divisions really weak, because sometimes like you don't get any armor in A, which means you could get really run over. Maybe no armor till C or something like that. No AA in a certain phase. So it definitely really constrains your building. Phase A, we will see all the core commandos from the Special Brigade here, as well as small roads. So commandos are like a new trait in the game. So commandos will be like super strong infantry, generally speaking. So these will be really strong. Royal Navy units, including the Fleet Air Arm aircraft, excluding the 30 assault units. Amphibious unit from the Hussars. Most mobile units from the Anti-Aircraft Brigade. Okay, the rest can be deployed in B. Okay, 30 assault and 79s will be available from B. Oh, the amphibious guys will be B, sorry. And non-fleet air units, air arm units, planes will be unlocked in B or C. Okay, so it doesn't sound like horrific limitations. That sounds like a lot, but it's not like a horrific amount of limitation at the end of the day, so it might not be huge. Recon. Phase A choices are nothing to write home about, only regular scouts and the Morris. So that's pretty bad. That's like nothing, essentially. Phase B includes the Red Indians 30 Assault new unit. The inflight, the bond flight, Red Indian official. Okay, that's weird. They didn't like actually name it. These are effective Royal Navy intelligence commandos coming in 2 variants, the Recon Group 30AU or the Field Team 30AU. The former, so the first one is a 5-man team with radio and smoke grenades, as well as a Vickers light machine gun. The latter is an 8-man assault group with a Bren LMG, and the rest fielding a variety of SMGs. Probably won't be anything like amazingly good. It'll just be they'll be cool units, I'm sure. The radio is nice. This is honestly the first unit having radio is actually probably the most useful thing here. The latter one, I mean, it's nice to have a little extra assault unit in the recon tab. As a bonus, the 30 assault unit was considered one of the most motorized. The entire word, it had a greater view. Okay, that's cool. Reflected in Steel Division with the Staghound Recon or the C-15TA wheeled. Oh, that'll be cool. So just a lot of like useful transports. So that could be neat. Hopping over to the infantry, this category is pretty good. This is kind of like the point of the division, I would think. Doesn't feature a full 10 slots like other groups. Yeah, that's one thing we didn't look at. So yeah, we got a big infantry squad, very low AT. That'll definitely be an issue. Really aggressively costed, though, with lots of 1s, only a 2-3. You probably will never use this 4. Recon, lots of aggressively costed there. Even armor's not super expensive. You can definitely afford that. A lot of anti-air. Wow. Big anti-air tab. Artillery, not the cheapest tab and not very big. So air tab, pretty generous as well. So these are some pretty aggressively costed tabs. Anyway, continuing. Sorry. Phase A features so fewer slots but higher quality units. Phase A features distinct flavors of commandos. We have the Commando NO3, a 13-man squad with 2 Stens, 8 Enfield rifles, and 2 Bren light machine guns, but also a few older Boise anti-tank rifles. So what it's 2, 10, 12. So 1 anti-tank rifle, basically, 2 light machine guns, rifles, and 2. So a chunky rifle squad with an AT rifle. So basically a chunky, stealthy DP squad. But probably a little worse because the DP is better than the Bren. So it depends. I forget how good the Boise anti-tank rifle is, because really that's, I mean, you want both of these to be good. So this is an okay unit, probably 25 points, I'd assume. Commando NO6, like the 13-man squad, but this time 2 Stens, 1 Bren, 1 scoped Enfield rifle, and 10 semi-automatic rifles. Okay. See, that's much better for killing infantry, but of course it has no AT capability. So, yin yang there. This will probably be 30 points. Snipers tend to be costed pretty aggressively, pretty meanly, because they can be really, really strong. Let's see here. Another 13-man squad, Commando NO10, 3 Stens, 9 rifles, and 2 Vickers. But these are restricted to A and B. So this is just kind of a chunky, this is just a chunky squad. Just a chunky, Vickers LMG. I don't know if that's better or worse than a Bren, but it's not an amazing light machine gun. Commando NO45, featuring only 11 men, 3 submachine guns, 7 rifles, 1 Bren, and a Piat. Okay, so, just basically a normal infantry squad. Commando NO4, Commando Demo Squad with flamethrower and stuff, and a 7-man assault squad with Willie P. Okay, so these are your, like, CQC units. Look pretty solid. Rounding out as the leader. So, I mean, these will all be better because they're 13-man squads. They have the commando special trait, so they'll be strong. But in terms of their loadout, they're nothing incredible. This sniper unit being the most interesting, depending on its availability. We know that infantry with sniper rifles are really strong, so this could be a really strong unit, this NO6. The rest of them, they kind of just sound like slight variations on our usual formula. All with the commando trait. Field B, you get the regular field engineers, regular engineer, and now assault engineers. A 12-man team with 10 rifles, a Bren light machine gun, a flamethrower, and a Piat. So that's pretty good. I mean, it's not an incredible unit because it's not actually that good at CQC because it has rifles, but depending on how it's costed, this could be solid. This is the NO6. This is the one I'm thinking probably will actually be quite good. Should do really well at long range. Tanks, Phase A, you get 1 card of Sherman 5 DDs. That's the amphibious one. And the experienced Sherman 2, okay. Deploying Sherman 5, German 5, leader, and the Firefly. Okay, so not a bad tank tab, especially with how cheap we saw it, right? If we zip back up here quick. You get, so it's probably like Sherman's and Sherman A, Sherman B, Firefly B, something like that. So not a bad tank tab. I mean, Shermans aren't incredible or anything, but it's better than a lot of other things, truth be told. Continuing down here, support classic armament of 2-inch mortars, Vickers, and you get the Crocodile and the AVRE. That's not great. Truthfully, you get no assault guns. Vickers are really not great machine guns. They have the shorter range and stuff, so that's not a phenomenal support tab. You don't have really any 2K stuff to work with, which is rough. Anti-tank, not the strongest. I'm sure we could all see that. You get Piat squads. You get 1 card of M10 Achilles. That's it. Oh. How do you kill tanks? Your tanks don't kill tanks. Fireflies kind of, a little bit, but that's rough. That's nasty. Anti-R, much more rounded. Okay, Phase A, we Polson and Bofors. Those are both good. Afterwards, you get Tri-Post and Boasters. Oh, the 94 AA. The 94mm AA can definitely kill tanks. So that's basically your AT gun. But that means you don't get many. You get 4 in B phase, usually. So, artillery, not very balanced. Pricey choice. Yeah, we saw that. In real life, they'd only have 3-inch mortars, so they'd be unusable. But they're adding some stuff because they're nice like that. Off map, of course. Why not? Because we need more of that in the game. More off map, of course, because yay. Centaur 4. Okay, so this is a mobile artillery gun, I guess. So it refers to direct fire into a short range self-propelled artillery. Yeah. Okay. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's gonna be anything like groundbreaking, but available from Phase A. Cool. Air tab should be pretty good, I would think. Carry base Hellcats, Wildcats, Seafires, B phase onwards. Although it doesn't look like the fighter bomber roll, but you don't get any big bombs here at the beginning. Phase B, you get the new Spitfire, which is apparently super good. American P61 Black Widow. That's cool. I mean, you're probably not going to use it much because you don't really call a C-phase card of fighters very often. It's kind of dumb, but this powerful twin boom heavy fighter mounted with 4 20 milliguns and lots of ammo, perfect for strafing. Might be cool. But it comes in C-phase, and no one really wants fighters in C-phase at that point. So I doubt that will actually make any difference in the world. So elite infantry, basically with really rough AT capabilities. I mean, certain maps, sure. You know, we see Rukma and stuff do fine things. Although I think Rukma's AT is much better than this map, this division. Now over to Kampfgruppe von Tettau. Let's see here. Phase A represents first responders. Paratrooper, okay. Phase B represents dudes coming in later, and Phase C is the reinforcements afterwards. All right, let's look at this. Whoa, look at that. Ones all the way across. You got a full infantry tab right here. Recon, not super cheap, but you can definitely get a couple. Tank tab, pretty aggressively costed as well. Not many slots, though. Support tab, wow, that's an aggressive support tab. That's a lot of 2s. You can get a lot of support stuff. Anti-tank, not bad. This is not bad anti-tank. Anti-air, also pretty aggressively costed with a lot of 1s. Artillery, not too bad. Air, not super aggressive, but yeah, wow, it's a lot of 1s. Their infantry must be pretty awful. That's the only reason they would make that so cheap. Recon, rather mediocre category, limited availability, pricey, and few choices. Some BMWs and KFZ 4s. Yeah, those are terrible. As well as the local Dutch collaborationists. And new unit, SS Landsturm Aufklär. Equipped with scavenged British Stanley Enfields and 1 MG30. So that doesn't sound very good, but it's a unit, I guess. From B phase onward, you get Sharpshooter. That's nice. Okay. So lots of snipers. I hope it's lots of snipers. That's what if you can only get them from B onwards, it should be lots. So continuing on here, infantry, one of the strongest categories with maxed out availability, all cheap and lots of choices. All right, let's see what we got. The SS Valka. I'm sorry, I'm going to do my best on pronunciations. New unit, former Dutch Soviet concentration, who are disheartened and badly equipped with Bren, Sten, and Lee Enfield with a paltry 6-man squad. Yeah, they're subpar and cheap and come with plenty of veterancy restriction lowest. There are two variants, either a Bren or MG34 LMG plus a command ver. Okay, so these are garbage, but you just kind of them out there and hope they overwhelm. Ersatz, the usual Ersatz Truppen, but now you get Ersatz Pioneers. Okay, that's cool. They say they're new, but there's Ersatz Pioneers in 116th Panzer. So are they new, really? Or are they the same as those Ersatz Pioneers? We'll find out. Ersatz MGs are fantastic. These are great. They're usually like 20 points, and you can just put them all over the place. It's awesome. SS Landsturm, a new unit, Dutch SS recruit, organized 9-man rifle squad with captured Sten, as well Dutchy M95 rifle. It's probably basically just a rifle like every other rifle in the game. They're restricted to lowest tier. Yeah, it's not a good unit. Let's put that way. None of these units are good yet. None of these units are good at all. Let's see here. Last source of troops thrown in the immediate combat was the SS NCO school. They were some of the best soldiers in command, highly motivated, all Eastern Front veterans. Okay. Well equipped and led. In-game, they come in 3 versions. The SS Junker, the SS Junker Panzerfaust, the former brimming with MP40s, MP44s, and an MG42. The latter with a few FG42s, 2 MG42s, and a Panzerfaust. Ooh, that's a spicy squad right there. Few meaning 2, because that's like Fallschirmjäger. That's actually technically minus the G43s. This is stronger than a Fallschirmjäger because you get 2 MG42s instead of 34s. So that thing could be spicy. Lastly, their instructors come as 12-man command squad deploying SMG's rifle, MG42, and a flamethrower. Ooh, this is a leader squad I might actually like to get in the fight. All these infantry called with an extra veterancy level, and shock trait, which means they're stronger at CQC. Phase B, a bunch of new units. Festungs, the new Festung Grenadier Fear of 12-man squad with a whole bunch of cool stuff. 2 MG42. All right, they really want you to get your leaders fighting in this division. Sicherungs, I love Sicherungs. KM Infantry, they're fine, they're solid. In terms of garbage infantry, they're pretty good. KM Fear, SS Schupo, SS Schupo Fear. I think that's like the unit you see in Korok, I believe. Phase C, Panzer Grenadiers from HG. Cool, Hermann Göring Panzergrenz. Not in half tracks, all right. A new unit, Begleittruppen. Germany's first attempt to use French boy to armor against the paratroop. Okay. 6-man squads entirely equipped with automatic weapons, MP40s, Stens, and Brens, along with Molotovs. I mean, that's always good. A unit with Molotovs is automatically solid. So this basically looks like a Stoßtruppen or something that you can only call in C phase. That kind of sucks. Kind of forcing you to be probably a balanced or V for victory deck, especially if you want access to all these stronger infantry. It looks like it's going to be really hard to push early with this division. I don't get a sense of early aggression being a serious possibility, because you usually need like higher quality troops early if you're going to push early. So having all garbage at the beginning is going to be tough. Mediocre category until C phase. So right here again, like it's going to be really hard to push if all you have you have no units in A. So yeah, I don't see this being a super aggressive division. No units, tanks in A. In phase B, you only get captured French tanks, the 35R and the B2, which are fun, but holding down the whole tank tab, not exciting. Heavy tank support comes in C phase with a card of Königstigers, both versions. I'm not seeing 1v1 written anywhere on this division. Maybe 10v10, guys. More Königstigers, because that's what everyone wanted. Support. Yeah, it's got a good support tab. We can see that MGs are plentiful. Ersatz MGs, MG08, MG27, MG37, MG42 deployable during various combat phases. Other support lines include IG290 and flamethrower teams, the Flammpanzer B2. That's fun. 2 cards of very necessary Feldgendarmerie. Maria. Okay, so that's the police unit. Feldjäger. Okay, Feldjäger is the sniper police unit, I believe. And then a leader. So this isn't actually very. You don't get any IG-33s. You don't get any 2K. That's not good. No fan. Not a fan. Average anti-tank. Phase A, you only get light AT. Panzerschreck, Pack 184, Pack 36. 184 is like the 45 mil. Through Panzerjäger's 35R. Phase B, you get Pack 40s and a handful of Pack 43s. Okay, so you get heavy AT later, but you can get run down so hard in A phase. How do you kill tanks in A phase? Like, legit. You hope they get within range of your Pack 36? Is that it? Like, that's it? That's the only way you kill a tank? Oh, that's not good. Like, that's really rough. Anti-air tab. Let's see. Light guns only in A phase. 20 mil, few 37s. I mean, that's not bad. Few 20 mil SDK Z71s. Yeah, that's great. Phase B, heavier units, 88. Okay, 75. But it has no AP rounds. Artillery. Open slots are limited. A decent arsenal. Lots of mortars. Card of 18 M105s, Panzerwerfer 150. These are fun. Nebelwerfer 300, only deployable from B phase. Well, they're always only deployable from B phase. That's like redundant to say because you can't get them in A. Air. Close, you actually get air support, which is pretty uncommon in these late Axis divisions. While heavy bombers might be scarce, the battle group has a reasonable number of heavy fighters and fighter bombers, includes 2 new units, BF-109 G14 fighter and the heavy fighter HE-219. Interesting. It's infantry-centric, slows to build power. Several powerful units can be deployed in C phase while it suffers in A. Yeah, no duh. No duh, you suffer in an A. Wow. So 2 very interesting divisions. They're really leaning into, like, strong weak. Like, you have a tab is either extremely solid or extremely rough. Like the Allied division, the first special is, like, all infantry. Like, that's what you are doing. You are wrecking through an infantry squad, like, infantry division. But everything else around it is underwhelming, to say the least. I mean, you get good planes, too. I'll give it that. But otherwise, like, look how little. Like, they don't even say anything. I mean, you get Shermans and Fireflies, and at least you do get that. But otherwise, and this one doesn't even get better as time goes on. Like, so this one is basically, like, tab-locked into being good in infantry only and Air Force. While on the other hand, this Kampfgruppe is strong, like, almost phase locked to only being good in B/C phase, essentially, where all your tabs can do okay eventually, just not right away. So yeah, very interesting. Should play out, very fun, and I'm sure some good players will get to use this. If you guys enjoyed this, please hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting on Patreon if you really love the channel. Thanks a bunch, and make sure to come check out the next one about the next 2 ones. Have a fantastic day.